F1 Manager 23 time for the Las Vegas Grand Prix. Coming into this Grand Prix, getting a new underfloor, making sure we have 4 of them done. Okay, 2 of them done for the end of the season. Lewis will have one for Vegas, George will have his for Abu Dhabi. Front wing, they'll both have for this Grand Prix. Gonna get 2 of them, was thinking about a third for a spare. But no, just 2 will do. And then pit crew training, that will do. Yeah, we'll do that. That gains a slight bit, pit stop crew become wary, but who cares? We've only got 2 races left to go. As long as it's not drastically bad, it will work.
Welcome to the Silver State of Nevada for the Las Vegas Grand Prix. Here we are in the entertainment capital of the world as Formula One prepares to take over the Las Vegas Strip. As night falls, the stars will be coming out, and we're in for a spectacular show, both on and off the track. Formula One's highest speed street circuit promises incredible action up and down the Las Vegas Strip. Racing at night means track temperatures will be lower, so data from free practice 2 could be crucial to managing both qualifying and the Grand Prix.
In the Constructors' title battle, it's Mercedes who are currently leading. And with round 22 underway, there are only a handful of points left to claim in this season.
So then, time to get back to the action.
So in FP1, the usual P19, P20. Yeah, practice is basically just seeing who's got penalties, trying to get the setup as good as we can, and making sure the drivers are as confident and as acclimatized with the track and the car as they can be, not for pace or performance, which is why we've been 19th and 20th in all 3 practice sessions. But I'm confident as we head into qualifying, both drivers very high on confidence for the Las Vegas Grand Prix.
Now it's time to see who'll come out on top as qualifying gets underway.
Qualifying is when F1's most glamorous street circuit really comes into its own, with cars on full throttle down a huge section of the Las Vegas Strip. Getting tyres into the optimal temperature range will be crucial to setting a good time here.
Karun, if we could perhaps talk about Lewis for a moment. How do you think he's feeling?
You can tell that we've been watching a driver with real confidence here, and it makes a difference, I can tell you from my own experience.
Here we go, folks. It's time to get started.
In Q1 then, for the first lap, 1 and done. Verstappen doesn't seem to have great pace down in P9. I've noticed his engine is about 40% left, and it's in the yellow, so it will be slow. And he may even have to take a grid penalty come Abu Dhabi, because I'm assuming if he had another engine, he would just use it for here and Abu Dhabi. Anyway, George Russell getting a hell of a slipstream off Lewis Hamilton, even though I said Lewis would be getting the slipstreams in all sessions from now, just to make sure it's done properly, and we get as many points as we can out of Lewis, even if it's in qualifying. Points make prizes. Obviously you don't get any points for qualifying, but it'll put him further up as we come down the line in Q1. George P2, Lewis P4, both drivers safely through into Q2. Max only P12. Interesting enough, he's got his work cut out for Q2 and Q3, but both our drivers are confident and ready for a challenge. Heading into Q2 then for the one and only run in Q2 on the scrub set that we used in Q1. Going through the first few corners, Lewis getting the slipstream this time, trying to see if that will change anything. I don't know why they're defending against each other, because that's not how I want you to roll. But yeah, make sure we're on times 2 speed. There's no need to be on times 1 speed. Yeah, hopefully we can gain on Verstappen, just try and build even more of a championship lead, because we could win the championship today. Today could be the title decider. But if we're not going to win the championship today, we want to do damage limitation or build on that gap slightly. So as Lewis and George come through the second sector, Lewis of the purple sector, coming down towards the bottom of the track, up towards the line, what's going to be Lewis P2, George P6, Shogun new P7, Max is through into Q3, he's found a lot of pace, but we've beaten Max in every session, let's beat him in Q3. Well, so quite a few drivers with grid penalties this weekend, but none should really affect us unless Max Verstappen decides to take one, as that's Lewis's first lap basically ruined, and he's going to now ruin George's lap, which is not great, but hey ho, it is what it is. He might have given George a mega slipstream though, so who knows, who knows. Make sure you follow my other channel, Mega Gamer, just Mega Gamer on YouTube, and then make sure you follow me on Twitch, Mega Gamer 8888 for F1 Manager 24 creator team career mode. I'll still have on there early, well, not earlier today, but earlier today as the time of doing this voiceover. Hamilton 3.5 seconds off the pole as we head into the real lap of qualifying in Q3. The second lap on another set of fresh tyres. We have to get a good result here. George looks to be going quicker, Lewis looks to be going quicker. They're just taking better lines and they haven't been blocked yet. I will take a, well, even a P5 and a P6, just as long as it's not P8 and P10. It's both drivers going quicker. And Lewis quicker than George slightly, or George quicker than Lewis slightly. I can't quite see when the video is going so quick, and my phone screen is very small. Anyway, coming through the final two corners up towards the line, what's it going to be for George Russell? He's purple in the middle sector, he's not had a pole season. Is it going to be to his day today? No, misses out by half a tenth, but Lewis goes fastest by 72 thousandths of a second. Can Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc do anything about it? What are they going to do up to the line? Charles and Max, what are they going to do? Max can't do anything, but Charles can. Beats us by 6/10 of a second. That was an outstanding pole lap, and he probably done that all from that slipstream on Verstappen down the back straight, but it is what it is, it is what it is. Will Carlos do anything? No, he doesn't. Finds time, but not an improvement on position. Will Stroll do anything? No, he comes into the pits. It's going to be P2 and P3 on the grid for race day.
The excitement is building, there's electricity in the air, but there's no surprise in that. It's race day.
Las Vegas is a super fast street circuit, and the long straight along the dazzling strip could be a tempting and yet challenging place to try and overtake. We've been having lovely clear weather, although there are a few clouds lurking. Hopefully they'll stay in check for the duration of the race.
Well, we'll find out who's shining as bright as the lights of Sin City now. It's the Las Vegas Grand Prix.
As the newly confirmed Constructors Champions, we need to just throw wild strategies out there and try and make them work to get everything out of the car that we can do. So it's going to be a two-stop today
The city of
here
Las
at Las
Vegas
Vegas.
is abuzz with excitement as our race draws ever closer. Our attention shifts to Lewis Hamilton and what he can produce in this race.
They're in second place on the grid, but that could so easily change in the first few seconds after lights out.
This should certainly be a good one, folks. We're all ready to go in Las Vegas. And it's lights out, and away we go.
And indeed it is lights out, and away we go as George gets a very good start ahead of Lewis straight away into the first corner. Lewis drops down to P3. But yeah, we're going to do a medium, soft, because we're going to prepare. Well, we need to just do something different. Last year we did a one stop. It didn't work, mainly because I tried to offset the drivers too much, and it didn't work. But, however, we do need to win today. We need to win today. And George needs to beat Charles, because then otherwise his P3 in the standings is over. As Lewis and George are now fighting for position.
Let's have
And
a
we
look as we
have a
come onto the
replay of how
13th.
Leclerc got past Russell.
Gap opens up
Down the
for
straight, DRS, F1 manager, you know the rest.
him. And Leclerc moves on up.
Yeah, anyway, skip that. Lewis and George fighting. Lewis needs to get this place for as many championship points as he can, because he could be champion today. Going down the inside of George at turn 2. Lucky not to get a slide if that was F124, or F123 rather. As Lewis now makes a dive bomb on George, gets the place, and now takes the lead. As George was about to get P2 but stopped himself, and on lap 7 does get P2. As now Russell retakes the lead on lap 8. Lewis retakes the lead on lap 9, down the second straight at the start of the lap in sector 1. And George retakes the lead on lap 9 down the big long back straight. Cuts off Lewis, and Lewis nearly loses place to Charles but doesn't, as Charles watches them fight down the mini straight, as Hamilton now gets into P1. Charles now gets into P2, overtaking Hamilton. Hamilton brakes late but can't do anything about it through the chicane. George then gets overtaken down the little front straight at the start of the lap. Lewis and George then start fighting. Lewis gets a better exit initially, going down to turn 1. George barely with a wheel alongside, but manages to keep it round, keep it stick, make it flat, and gets the place. And George then goes for Charles, as the pit window is opening soon. These tyres are a bit finished, as Russell and Hamilton on either side of Leclerc. Hamilton takes the race lead, and Charles then takes it back on lap 17. Lewis takes it back down the back long straight and does the same thing again on lap 18. And Lewis pits on lap 18 for his second set of the medium compounder tyres. And George is going to come in this lap as well, or next lap, as of when Lewis boxed. Off on much slower than the Creator Team Career Mode, 3 seconds. That's the only thing the Creator Team Career Mode does better than this career mode, and it is pit stops. No 2.6 seconds in his career. As George now comes into the pits on lap 19. Nobody else is coming to the pits, so we will be getting an undercut. Maybe we can run away with this race. George gets a 3.2 second pit stop, and he's going to be out by Lewis. And he just drives straight onto the wall to block Lewis. And Lewis then overtakes George. Now he's trying to get back past. George then gets past Lewis, as they're trying to share DRS to get up to the lead and to try and be out in front of the guys that will be while waiting their first pit stops. As Lewis gets past Ocon, but Verstappen has emerged out in front of us somehow, because this is a wonderful game. Even though Verstappen has a 30% more engine, he's rapid at Vegas. As George goes past an Alpine, and Leclerc gets them both, and Lewis loses a place to Verstappen and Russell, as Verstappen is now technically the race leader. And George was fighting for a net P2, or is fighting for a net P2, now fighting for actual P2 because Carlos has boxed. And Lewis up to P3, overtaking Verstappen. They're now both back here fighting for the win, but they need to be further than this because they've got an extra pit stop to make, as Lewis overtakes both Leclerc and Russell. Hopefully Lewis and Russell can work together to get as far away as possible. Hamilton overtakes Leclerc. Lewis's pit window is now open, coming through these final corners. Oof. Who's going to be first to the corner? It's going to be Russell. Hamilton through the inside. Doesn't even have a wheel alongside. He's going to make a dive bomb here with the DRS into towards turn 3. That was a lovely move through the 4-5 blind chicane. You have to brake for it, I guess. Through to the end of the first sector. Coming down towards the straight where the DRS detection is. George will have it, and George will get past up into P1. as Lewis will be pitting soon. Lewis tries to challenge it on the brakes but can't do anything. Lewis goes for it now on lap 35. He'll be pitting this lap. George will be pitting soon. Well, I think Lewis will be pitting this lap anyway. Or maybe he's pitting next lap actually. Yeah, he's probably pitting next lap. Who's going to be first to detection point? I think that would have been Lewis. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Lewis, the detection point. And it was George. Now sails through. Lewis doesn't lose a place to declare. He does box with 15 laps to go though. Coming into the pits for our second stop of the day. 3.4 second pit stop. Onto a set of the softs with 13 laps to go. Give it hells everything and try and push like an absolute stabbed rat to try and get something out of this Grand Prix. As Russell comes in for a set of softs as well. Because we had committed to the 2 stop by doing a medium. So there's no way we could have possibly backed out of it. As we're now 4th and 5th, and George box Lewis again because I don't want to work together. And on lap 38, Hamilton gets past George. On lap 39, George goes for a lunge on Hamilton, but this is not how you gain time, while the others are using DRS to aid each other. As Hamilton is going to sit behind George. Now he's going to get in with 10 laps to go. Hamilton to P4. As it stands, the championship gap could go down by 13 points. That's not great. As it stands, the championship gap could go down by just 8 points. That's better. George gets Carlos Sainz. Lewis can't quite get him, so has to do it the next lap. He's lost 2 seconds to his teammate. He's going to have to push. Gets in line with his teammate for P3. Now he'd only be losing 3 points in the championship. 3 laps to go. Lewis and George fighting for whoever is P3. Lewis then overtakes him on lap 47, or tries to. George gets an elbow out and keeps the position as they go on with 3 laps to go. 3 laps to go. This is the only time, well, we've never been on the lead lap in F1 Manager 24. Come the checkered flag. Apart from maybe Jeddah, where there was a safety car late on. Hamilton now gets the P3 with 3 laps to go, and we're going to try and keep it that way so that Lewis can only lose hopefully 3 points in the championship as we do the swap on the penultimate lap. And on the final lap it's going to be Leclerc, Verstappen, Hamilton, Russell. The 2 stop wasn't the worst strategy in the world, but it just wasn't the correct strategy for Las Vegas, considering how long of a pit lane it is and how bad of an exit they take. But only 3 points lost, and Verstappen could have a grid penalty next race. I'll see you next time out in Las Vegas, in Abu Dhabi. This was Las Vegas Grand Prix. As Stroll was 30 seconds behind Sainz.
What an excellent drive there from Valtteri Bottas.
That really was such a strong performance, and they come away from today with a top 10 finish. Amazing, really good for the team.
And you love to see this. The whole team celebrating this magnificent result. And Lewis Hamilton takes to the podium once more, adding yet another trophy to his legacy.
The podiums just keep coming this season. What a sensational driver we've been watching.
And there's not much that rivals the Las Vegas Grand Prix when it comes to the podium presentation. And as proceedings start to wind down here, what will Mercedes have made of this result, Karun?
They'll certainly be pleased to have made the podium. A job well done for sure.
Well, everyone, that's all from us here in Las Vegas.
Formula One has almost reached its conclusion this year. Meet us next time in Abu Dhabi, between the desert and the sea, for an enthralling finale.
Well, that was a very successful Las Vegas Grand Prix. George from 3rd to 4th, Lewis from 2nd to 3rd. It is what it is. Standings, it's 14 points heading into the season finale. It was 17 points heading into this round. So come Abu Dhabi, There's a tight championship with such tight margins. Anyone could win this. It could go either way. As Enrico Cardil is now 95 rated. He's just gone to Aston Martin in real life. And yeah, make sure to like and subscribe and follow me on Twitch, MegaGamer8888. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.